The unruly ones.
It's indecent, it's vulgar, it's blasphemous.
I'm gonna ride you till you can't stand up.
Come on, let's go down.
Loveline's meant for an adult audience. Loveline may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised. Here's Loveline with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Yes, phone number 1-800-LOVE-191, fax number 310-854-4455. Adam Carolla, Dr. Drew, support survivors. This is mess. How are you, Doc?
All right, what's up?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right, then.
Go.
No guest tonight. Bucko 9 tomorrow night. Our Lady Peace the night after that. Olive. It's going to be Wednesday. You, Sherry, you hipped Olive? No. Lisa? Lisa's hipped Olive.
It's a band?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm hipped Olive. And I'm pronouncing that right, Olive? And then the Cramps, and then Drew Carey will be in here. Never met Drew Carey. Kind of interested in that.
Yes, me too.
I brought a map of the United States in.
So we can figure out where we're talking to and who we're talking to?
No, I just thought it'd be something to do during the show.
Have you ever seen one before?
What, a map?
Of the United States?
This the United States?
Yeah.
Jesus, I thought that was Canada. I was wondering what Arkansas was doing in the middle of Canada. All right, Drew?
Yeah.
No business?
No.
Ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Paul?
Yes.
Now you're 28, you're on Loveline.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
I have a slight question. During lovemaking with my girlfriend, she excretes a fluid that's I don't know. I guess it's definitely not a urine. I know that just by the taste of it. By the first time I filled my mouth up. This is a mouthful too, by the way. This is
All right.
measured in the level of like.
All right.
Wait a minute, Drew. Would you stop stifling our callers? No, he's not. He's trying to talk. He's talking about volume here.
Yeah, I'm talking about
we got it. We got
this
it.
is a volume I've never experienced, Drew. Okay?
Yeah. Well, some women are capable of that, and it's not a bad thing. It's not an abnormal thing. It's just some women do that.
What is it, Drew?
Sometimes it's urine, and sometimes there's this whole female orgasmic incontinence, and then sometimes it's just fluid. So there's several different kinds of glands down there that can excrete a tremendous volume sometimes.
But he's saying it's not urine.
I understand that, so it's everything else.
I would believe there is. It may not be urine itself, but it's certainly urine's neighbor.
Okay. Well,
I mean, there has to be some.
Put it this way: I just got using 3 towels to kind of wipe it up. So.
Wow.
Bath towels too.
Yeah.
These are not, washcloths.
And this is when you're performing oral sex?
Oral and, regular.
And this happens every time you perform oral sex?
Every time she, starts grabbing my hair and says I'm coming, this is pretty much what happens.
You're a better man than I, Paul.
Well, I mean, I am proud of it, but, on the other hand,
why
I
he's
just want
calling.
to make sure this was a healthy thing.
It's a healthy thing. It's fine. It's more normal than people might expect, and people don't talk about it very much, but it's a normal thing for some people.
This is an okay liquid for me to drink.
It's not safe sex.
What's that?
That wouldn't be considered safe sex, but otherwise there's nothing specifically wrong about it.
You're not swallowing it, are you, Paul?
Well, when you have your mouth open, it's kind of like when you get hit with the big wave, sometimes just a bunch goes down the throat.
Oh. All right.
Right?
All right, Moondoggy.
Thank you very much for your help, guys.
All right.
Have a good night.
All right. Well, he's hanging one there. See, that'd be a deal breaker for me.
Oh, yeah?
Well, in terms of the
girl having a climax?
Wait, let me think about that. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll just cross that bridge when I come to it, Drew. No, what I'm saying is that'd be enough oral sex for me. As soon as I got first shot with the first wave of the ocean spray, that'd be it. I'd be moving upwards. Samantha.
Yes.
You're 14.
Yep. Okay, I've got a problem. I haven't really met him yet, but I know this 28-year-old, and he kind of wants to pursue a relationship, and he wants a lot of pictures of me, and...
This guy is an asshole.
Hold on, Drew. Now, wait a minute.
Is there any doubt?
He wants a lot of pictures of you?
Yeah, and he acts like he's always saying, what do you look like when you're naked? Are you naked? What are you doing?
Play that drop again, please.
Huh?
This guy is an asshole. Thank you.
This is over the computer you've met this guy?
No, he's a disc jockey, and I just called up requesting a song one night. And then I called him back, and this is where it's led to.
Well,
He's 28.
Uh-huh. And he's probably 35.
Probably.
And he wants pictures. And how old, did you tell him you were 14?
No, I told him I was 16.
Oh, well, that's totally different. And he's right to request those pictures, is he not, Drew?
Yeah, I think you ought to have somebody observe the conversations you have with him. And this is illegal, what he's doing, I think. At least it's heading towards illegal behavior.
Well, he kids around, and he says, "You're going to get me into trouble." And I say, "Why?" He goes, "Well, I think you know what I mean."
It's not kidding. Okay?
Yeah.
And this guy's a sicko.
Just drop it.
What is it you want from this?
I don't know.
What do you think he wants?
Probably a one-night stand.
Yeah, and certainly it feels good to be desired by an older guy and to be made to feel special and whatnot, but this guy's using all that as a way to try to get you so he can be physically involved with you, and that's it. One-night stand, as you put it. Were you abused at any time in your life?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dr. Drew, you're so cool.
And that's why... But
oh, hell, I knew that one.
But that's why this guy...
I clean carpets for a living. I know that one.
This guy, radar was on, and he knows people that are good victims, and he's found one. He's just onto it.
Okay.
And don't this is an opportunity for you to end, at least diminish that cycle you're in where you go after abusers and allow them to abuse you.
Okay. All right.
In fact, it might even be therapeutic for you to step up and have the guy taken to task. Have the police listen to one of your conversations.
He's an on-air guy?
Yes.
Yeah, in radio, that just gets you an advancement.
Right.
Really, he'll move his way up that much faster. Yeah, I was orally, and I don't mean orally with my tongue, but just over the phone, verbally. Sexually assaulting a minor for many years at a smaller station in Tucson, and they caught wind of that over here in Loveline, and they moved me right into the throne.
Yeah, that's why they always describe you as the long-time disc jockey. Not a disc jockey, not a long time.
Nope, certainly not. Don't believe everything you read, ladies and gents. Darren.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. You're 24. What's going on?
I've got a problem, and I need both of you guys' help. Well, I've got a good job, and, I'm not bad looking and stuff, and I don't understand why I don't have a girlfriend. I'm not looking, and,
Maybe that's the problem.
Well, exactly.
I mean, but you can look without being desperate.
Well, exactly. I mean, I'm not desperate, I'm not looking,
Exactly
and when
right.
I do look, nothing happens. When I don't look, nothing happens. I don't know what the problem is. I mean...
You've never had a girlfriend?
Oh, yeah, I've had girlfriends. I mean, I'm normal, I'm straight. I've never had, any bad problems when I was, like when I was a child or anything.
When was your last girlfriend?
I had a girlfriend over a year ago, and
how'd you meet her? Were you looking?
I met her at a local club.
So you were looking?
Well, I wasn't looking. I mean, I was sitting there with all my friends, all my buddies after work and everything, and and.
But you went to the club to meet chicks.
Well, I mean, I went to the club to drink beer, but I mean, if anything,
a squeeze in the shower.
Came about,
Sure.
And
that's looking, by the way.
But I know if you want to meet a nice person, you don't go to the club. Okay. I mean, my job and everything. I mean, I can't go off and screw around and get drunk and everything else.
Right. Because you do what for a living?
I'm in law enforcement.
Ah.
Yeah.
What are you, a cop?
Close. I'm a correctional officer.
What's the difference between a cop and a correctional officer?
They're on the streets. We're in the jail.
Ah.
We're babysitting, and we take care of the kids when they bring them in.
Yeah. Is that a better job than cop?
I've been doing it for 2 years now, and I plan on going on the streets within 2 or 3.
Now, in the at least Los Angeles Sheriff Department, you have to go in and do the jail thing for a couple of years, and then they let you out on the street.
Yeah.
It's really great training.
Oh, yeah, I mean...
Practicing shooting tear gas into rival gangs that are fighting, turning the hose on guys. And basically, this is great because after 2 years in this environment, you figure every single person you're going to come across is a felon.
Exactly. But I don't know...
That's why they'll treat you so crappy, huh? Could be anything to do with how you behave, dress.
Oh, shut
drive.
up, Drew. Listen, I got no problem with the law. The only problem I have is with the parking enforcement personnel, who, by the way, towed my poor roommate's car.
Yeah.
Parked out front of our house.
Oh.
Well, a lot of
Must
these...
mean one of your neighbors who love you so much.
A waste of taxpayer dollars anyway, so...
No, I think they make taxpayer. I think they make it all back plus some on this little endeavor. As a matter of fact, Hold on a second, Darren. Let me yell at the powers that be for just 1 second. All right? There's a law, which is you can't have your car parked on the street for more than 72 hours without moving it, even if it's parked out front of your house.
Is that true?
Even if it's your effing car.
Wow.
And my poor roommate, he went to Europe a couple of weeks ago, and the guy got his car towed. Actually, he was in New York for a week, and then he went to Europe for 2 weeks. So he's gone for 3 weeks. He got his car towed about 3 or 4 days after he left.
Oh.
So it's been sitting in the impound lot for 16, 17 days.
Why didn't you help him out by getting it out?
I didn't know what happened to it.
You thought somebody stole it?
No, I thought he parked it somewhere. Took it to the airport or
in
something
New
like
York.
that.
He was gone.
I know, it wasn't there. Well, it was gone when I got back from New York.
I see.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I didn't know. I thought he'd, left it at the airport or his girlfriend's house or some nonsense like that.
Right.
Turns out it was towed. Turns out it's going to cost him like $500 and change to get the thing out. Now, it's such a goddamn racket these people have, this parking enforcement. First off, my street was blocked off, some sort of rock slide or something. Thing was closed off for 6 months before they even began work on it. See, street can be closed off, and no one could access the street from a certain direction 6 months before they even sent a guy out in an orange vest to take a look around. But when there's money to be made, they're right on up there.
Do you think that it was them scouting around or your lovely neighbors?
No, it was the neighbors.
Yeah, of
course. It was my goddamn neighbors.
Yeah, you always talk about how your neighbors want to be put in their place. They're going to be at you forever now.
I hate my neighbors.
You need to make peace with your neighbors. You don't put your neighbors in place.
Screw my neighbors. Are you kidding?
They're going to kick your ass.
I'll kick their ass. They're messing with the wrong hombre. I'll tell you that right now. I got power tools. I'll cut the stilts right off their house and laugh as it rolls down the hill. The point is you, in this great land of ours, cannot park your registered vehicle in front of your address for more than 72 hours before the man tows it away. Now, what the hell is going on in this country? I ask you. Is that the most pathetic thing you've ever heard in your life?
Mm-hmm.
You live in a house. You park your car in front of your house. Your car, your house. And these bastards come and tow it away.
If people only knew what the Revolutionary War was actually fought over, they would be outraged what we actually put up with today.
I'm telling you, we got to rise up.
Well,
this whole parking enforcement thing has gotten way out of hand, and all these son of a bitch tow truck drivers and impound lots, they're all in cahoots with these guys. Oh, they're laughing all the way to the bank.
FBI.
You're despicable, all of you. You're despicable. Do you hear me? You should hang your head in shame.
All right, let's get the calls.
Your head should grow like an onion in the ground. I put a curse on you and your family. Please, you despicable people own these tow lots and who drive these meter-maid mobiles. You're all pathetic and weak. You deserve the worst that life has to offer.
Don't
pathetic.
Don't say things like rise up without expecting a call from the FBI.
Oh, please. For Christ's sake. Can't park your car in front of your house. Bill.
Carolla, spelled with an O.
Hey, guys, how you doing? Hello there.
Good, hey.
Yeah, before I get to my question, I heard you guys talking about 2 months ago about, how in Los Angeles where you guys are at, you have to separate your garbage when it gets picked up, your recyclables and household trash.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you'll be pleased to know here in the city of Shermer, Illinois, which is a suburb of Chicago where I live, you can put any garbage you want in your own personal garbage can, wheel it out to the street, and a truck with a robotic arm picks it up and dumps it in there.
Oh,
taxes paid for.
Because I just got back from New York a few weeks ago. They just drag anything. They drag a human kicking and screaming out to the curb, and they'll come pick it up the next day. Sofas, bodies, hazardous materials, chemicals, syringes, whatever it is they put on the curb.
And stack it up a mile high, too.
And stack it up like a freaking pyramid. It's gone the next day.
Oh, where's the beautiful then?
Oh, here it's like, hey, you got to alphabetize your containers. Oh, the trimmings are in this one. The cans and bottles are over here. This one, it's not facing Mecca exactly, and the arm will not reach it completely. So we'll just keep on driving. Oh, I'll tell you, if the garbage men in this city had half the initiative that the parking enforcement a-holes have in this city, we'd be living in a effing utopia.
All right, Bill, your question.
Yes, I'm about to have a consultation with a psychiatrist soon because I'm pretty depressed.
Yeah.
And my question is, if I mention, thoughts of suicide, can he have me committed and locked up?
They can, but they're not likely to, just if you're ruminating about it. If people really have intent and a plan, then yes, absolutely. In most states, 72 hours against your will.
Well, if these are like past thoughts,
No, they're not going to hold. Listen, they need to know that because it's a sign of how severe your depression is.
And what kind of medication would he prescribe to me?
I'm not there examining you, but the most common class these days are the serotonin reuptake inhibitors, Paxil, Zoloft, Prozac, Cerazone, these sorts of medication. They're very effective, Remeron.
Yeah, because I don't think I'm an alcoholic, but I drink a lot to escape from reality.
Okay, this is Bill.
And a lady just ruined my life.
A lady with the special body characteristic, Adam.
Excuse me?
I recognize this voice.
What's that?
No, I don't.
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Really?
What are you talking about?
Bill?
Yeah.
This guy is an asshole.
Drew,
why'd you call me that?
Drew thinks this is the butthole the size of the mason jar call.
What is that?
And Mike does too. All right, so Bill?
Yeah.
I just recognize there's another strange voice. But it's been a while. It's been a couple of months.
Yeah, this is the guy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, well, Bill, if you could work in the butthole the size of a mason jar, Mike and Drew would be happy.
What is that? That is so disgusting.
Okay.
Oh.
All right, well, take your medication. I'm not so sure it was a guy.
No.
You are?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He answered questions that I normally ask before I asked him.
Really?
As
Like
a way
what?
of transitioning. About the substance and alcohol and whatnot. He asked it when it wasn't even occurring to me.
I don't know.
Put it, injected it in there.
I believed Bill.
No.
All right.
He was getting there. Tell me. I'm telling you. I recognize the voice
right.
instantly.
All right, you're good, Drew. You're better than I at that one particular
And that's why he threw in this Illinois he was from when he was really from Tucson. So.
All right. For those of you who aren't sure what's going on right now, there's a guy from Tucson, a demented listener from Tucson that I had the displeasure of meeting when I was in Tucson, who's basically a real pathetic guy, and he'll call in the show like every 3 months, and he'll work in the phrase, a butthole the size of a mason jar. And it's always amusing, and it's really one of our only reoccurring callers. And Drew swears he recognizes the voice. It sounded close to me, but I was not certain.
The way he
phraseology
does it and everything. Right?
All right. Chrissy, you're 21.
Yeah, hi.
Meanwhile, that guy from Chicago's going to kill himself now. Drew.
No.
Hi, Adam and Dr. Drew. I just want to say you guys have a great show, and I really enjoy listening.
Thank you.
My question is, I guess mostly for Dr. Drew. I have interstitial cystitis.
Mm-hmm. How was that diagnosed?
That was diagnosed like 4 months ago.
How?
I was in and out of the hospital.
Did they do a cystoscopy?
Yeah.
Did they do a bladder biopsy?
Yeah.
And they found that?
Yeah.
Or did they find nothing and said it must be interstitial cystitis?
No, I actually, they...
Because the reason I'm asking that question is interstitial cystitis is sort of a grab bag diagnosis when nothing else turns up.
Yeah, no, I know, and the problem is it's usually older women, so I've gotten a lot of...
No, I've seen it in younger women, too. So,
really?
Anyway, but they found it on biopsy.
I guess. I don't know. There was
okay.
Anyway.
All right.
My basic problem is that when I have intercourse, obviously with a man, I have to go to the bathroom the entire time.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
How long
and
you
I
had
don't
this
want
for?
to go through the rest of my life not being able to have sex.
How long you had this for?
Oh, this has been going on for about 8 months.
You talking about number 2, Chrissy?
No. Number 1.
Let me share with you my clinical experience with this problem in young women.
Okay.
And the only time I've seen this, where these women get these tremendous, you always feel like you got to go, you're always miserable, right?
Yeah, I mean, I can get up 3 times
right.
a day.
Do you exercise?
Yes.
What kind of exercise do you do?
I do.
Do you do
I basically
spinning?
go to Bally's. I do like bicycle. And
Do you do spinning?
That's the bicycle thing.
Do you do spinning?
spinning?
Yeah. You know that bicycle training on the...
Yeah.
Okay. Stop it.
Okay.
And this will go away.
Really?
Because in every single case of this that I've seen in a young woman, and I've gone through some extensive workups with women, and after a while, the first time this happened to me, we worked on this woman for like 4 months, and finally somebody said, why don't you stop the spinning? She stopped, went away in a week. And we called her interstitial cystitis too.
Really?
And it's just some kind of irritation that occurs of the tissue or the nerves down there that causes this urgency, and it's from the biking. Stop it.
Well, I've been hearing about this with guys, too.
Guys is a little different, because guys is actually concerned that it damages the nerve, the pudendal nerve, and it can cause prostate problems, and there's even, it's a whole different and probably more serious syndrome in guys, but in girls, I've seen this kind of picture.
I don't trust people to spend too much time on a bike unnecessarily anyway. Think about that. You're riding in big circles. You're not even going anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Well, those spinning classes now, you know.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. Maybe that's just a California thing. I bet they don't have that in Iowa.
No, we were in Hawaii, and they had classes there at the hotel.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, you get on some sort of stationary bike and you just pedal your ass
they
off?
have to stand up and sit down. It's something to do with the nature of the way they have people doing this that really irritates women, I think. At least my experience has been. I've seen this a couple times.
Yeah, everyone's just got to get into, like, chopping wood or something.
Boxing.
Yeah, jump rope or something like that. All right, Drew, I can see you're getting ready to leave. I got to go do a little spinning on the toilet myself. Why don't you sell the hell out of the next call?
This is interesting. Listen to this. 33-year-old wants to say, people... you want to start with that one? People, let's start with
Drew, let me explain the concept of sell.
There you go.
Like, let's just say we're coming out with Loveline, the movie.
All right. How much masturbation?
What would you put on the poster? Almost as good as some of the movies you might have seen this year? Or would you say a must-see?
Or let me think about it. Hey, Cliff, how much masturbating is too much? Adam, you're an expert. You'll talk to me.
All right. And also, little Jay Leno Loveline revelation in his Friday monologue. We'll play that all after this.
The voices are trying to throw me off.
The deal is, Adam, that guy thought you were going to kill him. The guy's like 80 years old. You start screaming at him. The guy scares him.
It's talking about my neighbor. I have problems with both neighbors. The two closest neighbors to me I have serious difficulty with.
Yeah.
And I'm taking a moral stand, Drew. I'm not going to go over there with a fruit basket because they're both out of control a-holes. They need to be put in their place.
Yeah, the one on the other side, maybe, but the old man is just, the old man is scared. I mean, he thinks you're like some
listen, he's not scared. He's standing out on his lawn yelling up the hill at me.
Not anymore.
Oh, I didn't threaten him. I just told him, shut up. He's tired of his yelling. Thankfully, all the guys who worked in my house are a bunch of losers I went to high school with.
Yeah.
And they just yell down. And so it's like he would yell up the hill, somebody move these cars. And they'd yell, shut up, Pops.
Yeah. Let's go.
Well,
yeah,
listen.
I'm proud of you.
Listen, I don't have time to explain why we had to move the car, but put it this way. My house was in total disrepair when I bought it. It was falling apart. It had not been touched in 50 years. I mean, there were tumbleweeds blowing around. And when this guy opens his front door, he looks at my house. As a matter of fact, his house is sort of in the shadow of my house. Mm-hmm. When he opens his front door, and you know where my house is, Drew,
yeah.
His view is my house.
I understand.
And I came in there, and I put a ton of money into this house that had been a blight on this in this neighborhood for years. Not 3 years, not 5 years, 50 years.
You probably liked it.
It was falling apart. Paint chipping, fire hazard, this place was. I come in there, I am adding probably $25,000 to the price of his house just by virtue of taking my house and almost doubling its value with the work that I'm doing on my house.
Yeah.
And this old fart is yelling up the hill to have me and my workmen move our cars, which are not blocking his situation at all, other than his wife has to now go down the street, pull into a driveway,
do a 3-point turn,
and do a 3-point turn to get in her garage because they closed the other end of the street down the way she normally gets there, into the garage. Now, if he's got a beef, he's got it with the people who are working on the street, not me, and there's no other place for me to park, and it's temporary, and we have to get the job done. What are we supposed to do? Have everyone leave their truck at home and, bring the materials up on a mule? So I yelled down to the guy when he was yelling up, every other day, move the car! And I yelled down, and I said, hey, why don't you tell your wife to turn around? And he went ballistic. And then I said, well, listen, I'm coming down there. And then he went, no. You know.
All right, see?
Well, listen, listen. If you're a pussy, then don't yell. That's my rule.
80 years old.
All right, if you're 80 years old and you're scared some young guy's going to whoop your ass, then don't stand out on your lawn and yell at him all day. Should just roll a boulder down on him.
This is like the witch from Snow White or something.
I'm going to start, you know what I'm going to start? I get some molten lead and just dump it over the fence down onto his
yard. Your house
yard.
needs reinforcements.
Oh, Jesus.
The crossbow and the...
I'm working on a turret already. Who goes there?
Cliff.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Hey, it's pretty exciting to talk to you guys. The only reason I'm trying to be a rock star in my life is so I can be on Loveline for real. So this is the alternate version.
That's the only reason.
You better hurry.
Okay.
We've got much time left.
Okay, what does that mean?
We don't know.
Go ahead.
Oh, Adam's going to be a movie star.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
What happened with that anyway?
What, the movie thing?
Yeah.
I'm going to do it.
When?
Coming up, a couple weeks, maybe.
Did our manager call you?
No, why?
Because we're like due all over the country in a couple
Yeah, I know.
of
I got a small part.
Adam, you can't give up the radio.
No, don't worry. This is my love.
It's the important thing.
I love this.
Oh, good.
All
Okay,
right.
my question is then, and I'm wondering both your opinions on this. How much masturbating do you guys think is too much?
It's too much if you hurt yourself or if you are unable to maintain productive involvement in your life and relationships.
See, like, what does that mean? I mean, who jerks off so
Yeah,
much?
it's hard to judge, isn't it?
I mean, who jerks off so much they can't go to work, you know?
They're out there.
Yeah, or that they put themselves in danger.
A lot of guys who work at my house, by the way.
or they turn away from relationships, or they don't study or do things
I mean, that's
accomplish
got to
things.
be a real small percentage. That can't be many people.
True.
Let me explain something, Cliff. Let me explain what semen is. Semen is what gas is to your car. Semen is to your body, at least the male body and society. I mean, think about all of the stuff. Drew, stop reading while I'm talking here.
Wait a minute.
Think about all the stuff that... What are you looking at? Drew?
No wonder the calls in Minneapolis ran off.
Oh yeah.
Is that true?
I was just reading some email that said the Edge in Minneapolis changed formats and they went to a different station or something. What's going on over there?
Is that true?
You know any of that?
So we're not on the Edge anymore? Wait.
Uh-oh.
So it's the same station?
No.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
So we're on this different station? Yeah. Why didn't somebody tell us?
No one tells us anything.
Unbelievable.
All right. We'll get to the bottom of the Minneapolis thing in a second. Anyway, Cliff, I was into one of my retarded analogies when Drew cut me off with this. Whenever I launch into an analogy,
I start reading.
Drew
Because
just starts perusing the email. It's funny. Drew, when I go into analogy, all of a sudden Drew's got time to kill. It's like he's in the dentist's office. He's in the waiting room, and he's waiting for someone to come out. And he's just going to pick up a Sports Illustrated or something and just sort of sit back.
What does that tell you?
Somewhere else.
Yeah, Drew, please.
What
Can
does
you
that
pay
tell you?
attention?
Head in the game, Drew.
Thank you, Cliff. Now, Drew, listen to me and tell me what you think of this theory. Think of how society is shaped by men's motivation in that department. You know what I mean?
Masturbation?
No, I mean just the production of sperm. Think about that for a second.
Oh, well, testosterone and sexual libidinal drives is considered to be the fundamental drive of human beings.
Right. And this is why men go out there and earn, and this is why wars are fought,
Yes.
and this is why, everyone loves football because their guys getting their ass kicked.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what it's all about. Now, here's what I'm saying to you, Cliff.
Okay.
It's not that if you masturbate, you could masturbate 15 times a day and still make it to work on time. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe a little
But
late.
you wouldn't want to go to work, is what I'm saying. It kills. As a man, you need that fire in your belly,
So, yeah.
or at least a little below your belly.
Some people think that.
Yes, I know that. You show me a man who masturbates chronically, I'll show you a guy who's making minimum wage and still living at home.
I think
Which comes first?
that's a good point to think.
Yeah, it's the chicken or the sperm. But listen, Cliff.
Yeah.
What are you good for a day?
A day? No, it's more like a week. Like two, 3 times a week.
Adam's not talking to you then.
2-3 times a week?
Yeah.
All right, don't waste my time. I thought we had a serious problem. For you, Drew, this is a guy calling up saying like he has a problem with alcohol. And then you find out he has a shot of NyQuil twice a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, please. You're wasting everyone's time here. I thought we were talking about a problem.
Except in my case, I might straighten him out. In your case, you actually get offended.
Twice a week. Twice a week. Please.
Jamie.
Yes.
Hi.
You're 33.
33.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I listen to your show on Sunday evenings. It's like a couple of pre-recorded shows, and I hear so many young ladies talk on the phone about their bad past and abuse.
Oh, yes. Very common.
Yes, it is very common. And you mention often for them to go into counseling, and I think that kind of without an explanation of what it is and what it can do for you, I think it's kind of a frightening thing to launch into. And I thought maybe, you have an awfully large audience, and I thought if you could explain it real quickly.
If we could, or did you have something to say about it?
I didn't really have anything to say about it. I mean, I've been through it, and
How did you experience it?
it was probably the most difficult undertaking I've ever done.
Why?
And the most rewarding.
Why was it difficult?
To admit to things that had happened and to be honest.
Right. It's really sort of like taking down the distortions that your brain automatically puts in place to protect you. And delay dealing with feelings until a later time and creating defenses around that.
Well, for me it was something like that, yeah. And I just thought, you say kind of easily, you need to go into counseling. And counseling is a very frightening thing.
But speak in the first person about this. Why was it difficult for you?
Because for the first time in my life, I had to be honest about everything.
What was so hard about being honest?
Well, I grew up in not a good household, and I went my entire life with lying about things, about bruises and why I missed school and why people couldn't come to my house, and so that was.
What was the process of therapy like for you?
Gosh.
You're not going to be satisfied until you get her to cry, are you, Drew?
No, I'm just, it's very, I think, again, if we start, just try to give a couple sentences of what it's like, it's going to fall on deaf ears. Well, if we talk about somebody who's had the experience, is describing their experience, it'll be more impactful.
Also, Jamie, to be fair to myself and the good doctor, if in fact you are a doctor, by the time we get to the point where we tell them they got to get some therapy, we're 5 minutes into the call.
Okay.
And it's pretty much, at that point, it's sort of like, call the fire department. I'm not going to explain what goes on once they get there, but you need the house is burning. Call the.
Part of my job is.
The analogy of a house. That's fine. For me, it was like having what looked like a house, and constantly fixing the plumbing with duct tape and baling wire and the whole thing. And I thought,
so in therapy,
I'm going to have somebody help me with this duct tape and baling wire. And what turned out is, we ended up having to tear the whole house down and start over again.
Right, and that process of tearing is kind of scary and painful, but ultimately ends up for the better.
Well, you don't have a choice, really. I mean, here are your choices, and when you need therapy.
Some people, it is important to keep it pasted together. That they just can't tolerate the dismantling, and that's up to the practitioners to decide who can tolerate the more curative approaches.
Right, but if we're talking to some 15 or some 16-year-old that was molested and getting involved with bad relationships and abusive relationships, and we tell her to get some counseling or go to some therapy, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I don't really think we need to explain it. They just need to go and get involved with the process.
And by the way, we may not be referring them for comprehensive, psychoanalytically oriented psychotherapy. We may just be trying to create some structure and supervision for them. It depends on the needs, and the practitioner will decide what the specifics will be.
Mike. Oh, that Leno thing. I forgot all about it. You got it? Yeah. Well, why don't you play it? Wait a minute. Mike? Why don't we just play it when we come back? Because we're running late for break now.
All right, here we go.
All right, well, first thing we're going to hear when we come back is Loveline on Leno, Friday night.
I don't think they're aware of how much...
Hi, I'm Robin Leach with those champagne wishes and caviar dreams. And you're listening to Loveline with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Yes, you is. Phone number for Loveline, 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. So, Engineer Mike records the Leno monologue each evening. And then
every evening?
Every evening. And then sends it out to other stations that do something with it. I'm not sure. How's that go, Engineer Mike?
It's called a feature. It runs in morning shows.
It runs on morning shows.
Correct.
Mostly crappy morning shows?
Mostly great morning shows.
They don't do it in Los Angeles, though, do they?
I believe it's on another station.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, in Los Angeles?
Boy.
All right, so anyway.
That'd be a little hard up. Yeah. Anyway, Mike hates it when I do bad radio. He was recording it, and he called me Friday night, but I was not around to tell me. And I guess he gets the feed from the East Coast, so it's 3 hours earlier. And he called to warn me that they mentioned something about Loveline in the opening monologue. Which
Interestingly, he was the only person to call us about this.
Yeah, not a good sign for Leno. But anyway, kind of a nice nod when you're mentioned on Leno's monologue. So shall we hear it?
Sure.
Anybody ever see this show on MTV called Loveline? You know this show? You watch this show? Yeah. I'm watching the other night, and there's a woman on there who says she has orgasms every time she sneezes. She won't be getting a flu shot this winter. That's odd. Imagine the odd thing that is.
Oh, boy. I need someone with a drum kit. That's my new thing. I want to do a show one night where there's a guy with a drum kit just sitting in here in the studio and just letting people know when there's a joke. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think, actually, if I remember that call right, it was that she sneezed when she had an orgasm. Not she orgasmed when she sneezed.
Uh-huh.
And that, remember, we've had this call before here. The guys call in, they're concerned that if they start sneezing when they're masturbating, their parents will hear it and know what they're doing.
No.
Yes, last week.
Oh, what are you kidding?
Yes. Ladies, did we not? Yes. Sherry says yes.
Oh, please. They know where their bread is buttered. That's why they nod like seals when you point at them.
And that is not an uncommon thing, actually.
Why is that?
I don't know. But it's nothing medically abnormal about it.
Why is it when you look into the light, it makes you sneeze?
I don't know for sure, but it probably makes you tear a little bit, and the tearing gets into the tear ducts drain into your nose, and it irritates the nose, and you sneeze.
No, I don't buy that one.
Yeah, I'm just guessing.
Anyway, the point is I'd love to see the show, but I probably had no joke to that question anyway.
Oh, when that happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why Leno's got a team of writers. That's what I need, some writers.
Yes.
These other shows, I mean, a guy like Leno, I don't know, he's making a few million a year, but then he has a staff of probably 12 guys that are writing jokes, and they're all making more money than I am, too.
I'm doing pre-interviews.
I should get paid a writing fee, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Robert.
Don't hold your breath.
Yes.
You're 24. What's going on?
Well, first off, Adam, you're like the funniest guy in the world because you don't have anything rehearsed, and it's just great to listen to you. So.
All right. Hold on. I lost my place on the teleprompter, so I don't have a good response for that one. But thank you, Robert.
Okay. I was just over my friend's party this past weekend, and I guess the house was infested with fleas.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess one of the guys there who was having sex caught fleas, and he was wondering if he can treat it like crabs.
Mm-hmm.
Get rid of them.
No.
So how does he get rid of them?
You don't catch fleas.
Well,
your house catches fleas.
He says he's got fleas down in the pubic area.
Those aren't fleas.
Oh, boy, is that dog's ass sore. All right, Mike, there's the time to hit the high. Oh, please, if I have to cue you, Mike.
Robert, fleas don't stay on your body. Lice stay on your body.
Okay.
And pubic lice stay in the pubic area.
So I said I've never had lice. So do they look different or?
They're crabs. You ever see people talk about crabs?
Yeah, so crabs is basically just lice that's on your pubic area.
Pubic lice, that's right.
But it's a different kind of lice.
It's a little bit different.
So you don't understand what he's asking, Drew.
No, he's asking, are they fleas?
No, but then he has now rethought that question, and he's saying...
What do they look like?
No, but listen, when you say pubic lice, people seem to think that they're lice
and not
that are on your pubic region.
Right, and not crabs.
They're a totally different strain.
Yes.
Are they not?
Yes.
How close would crabs and lice be together if you were able to look at them?
Under like a scanning electron microscope, pretty close. But the crab looks like a crab.
Yeah. Well, that's weird. All right, so Robert.
Yes.
Yeah, best not to have parties at places that are infested. What is this guy running a kennel?
No, wait a minute. He got
what?
Crabs.
Oh, he got crabs.
Yeah.
So you're saying you just treat them as crabs?
They are crabs.
Okay.
All right.
Can you, Drew? Wait a minute. I came up with a great idea.
All right.
The crab collar. You cinch it up around your penis. Yes, high five. A rare high five from Dr.
Why
Drew.
couldn't it just be around your neck?
Around your neck. That's not where you need
Well,
it.
that's what the dogs wear them.
Yeah, but
I think it's appropriate.
No, you put it around the penis.
Nah, never stay on.
You'd
find a way.
I'd
Well, your belt, your condom belt.
I'll tell you, if you took if I took a flea collar and tried to put it around my penis, I'd be definitely, putting an extra hole in there. There's no doubt about that.
You remember your condom?
All right, this is a brilliant idea. Okay, wait a minute. I just found another feature. Here it is. You know the condom garter idea I had? Okay, what this basically is, and here's the thing about me and my genius. I keep refining the ideas.
What you do, and when I bring it up and tell you, it's refining.
Well, we keep refining.
Oh.
All right, please.
Amazing.
Okay, Drew, quiet down now. You're very excited. You look at him. He's in love with himself. I basically led you to the watering hole. All you had to do was drink.
Get to the description.
All right, my idea for the condom garter. A lot of guys call in and say the condom rolled off, the condom came off during sex, it got caught, I wasn't able to take it off properly, so on and so forth. I had the idea of the condom garter. This is a piece of elastic with two alligator-type clips, like a roach clip on each end of it, that would go around your back, around your waist, and clip on to each end of the condom.
Not each end, but both sides.
Each side of the condom, keeping it pulled up tight, snugly against the pubic region. Then I started to make modifications on this. Why not have a, some kind of holster for the beer? A lot of guys will get dehydrated having sex. Why not have a place where you could keep the TV remote or perhaps a portable phone? Now,
tools.
Oh, well, this isn't bad either. Yeah, nothing like a big pouch, but something slim like an electrician's tool belt. We could just keep a pair of pliers, a Phillips head screwdriver, something like that, whatever it took. The next idea is then to widen the back of it to offer some back and lower lumbar support.
Yes,
a lot of guys injure themselves having sex.
Maybe it could be you could heat up and vibrate and give
Yeah, you're starting to think, Drew. Yeah, big wide back support thing, like you see the guys who are unloading crates at the supermarket wearing.
Or this could be something they could advertise on infomercials.
Now, Drew's latest idea is to actually dip this stuff in some sort of repellent. Something equivalent to a dog collar. Actually, when you snap it, it activates it, and it would work to keep crabs away from that area, too. And maybe give off some sort of pine scent. Because oftentimes people don't bathe. All right, this is a genius idea. We're going to, I'm going to need backers again on this. Donna.
Yes.
You're 23.
Yes. For about the last 6 months, I've been in a monogamous relationship with a near-perfect boyfriend. And we talked about having a threesome because I wanted to get together with another woman and started to try to do that and found out it was going to be a lot more complicated.
Wait, stop.
Okay.
Stop. Have you always wanted to be with another woman?
I'd say it's been eating at me for about the last 4 years. Or
How long have you been with this boyfriend?
About 6 months.
And how did it come up in the context of this relationship?
I brought it up to him.
It's something you just always wanted to do?
Yes.
And he seized upon that as an opportunity to bring up the threesome idea?
I brought up the threesome idea,
You brought
actually.
it up. Okay.
And he wasn't really comfortable with that, actually.
Okay. All right. And how is it that he's perfect? What does that mean to you?
He's really thoughtful. He's really nice. He's really good to me.
Has that always been?
Well-educated.
Have your relationships always been like that?
No.
No. This is the first perfect.
Get out your dollar bill.
Yeah, I was about to say, we're ready to gamble here. Boy, my wallet's burning a hole in my ass. Drew, you got any money? $1 right there on the top. All right, Donna.
Okay.
Wait.
What?
What are you going to ask her?
No, I was just going to inform her that we're gambling on her. Yeah? What are you going for there, Drew? You got $1 out there.
Dad.
Wait a minute. Maybe we should gamble when we get back from the break.
All right.
We gotta go to make it top of the hour. All right, Donna. We're gonna gamble on your past.
Okay.
All right. Those of you who get offended when we start cheering when it turns out that she was sexually molested by her stepfather, please relax. We're doing this for her own benefit. You understand, don't you, Donna?
This isn't the usual reason we do it, because usually we do it to kind of get around the defenses that people throw up when you try to address these issues. In Donna's case, we're doing it because she's a good sport, and it just illustrates how common and how reproducible these issues are. And she's not, believe me, she's fine with this. So.
Yeah, well, who cares? This is good radio, right, Drew? Okay, when we come back, the payoff from gambling on Donna.
I don't go in.
Okay.
Good guy.
Yeah, it really is, isn't he? Mary brought his kid in and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nice guy. I accosted him at some sort of convention and asked him to come in, and he came right in next week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. I don't know if Tesh's kid listens or not, but tell Pops
he's welcome
to come on in. Yeah,
he's welcome.
Sure, what the
He gets a bad rap. He's just a really nice guy.
Yeah,
you know,
he does. He gets a horrible rap.
Not a horrible rap, but just like a
fairly bad rap.
And yeah, I mean, for guys just doing his thing, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, I know. All right. Well, we don't subscribe to that here on Loveline. If you're a good guy, you come in and talk about it. Hey, if you're an a-hole, you can come in here on Loveline. We don't care. As a matter of fact, we don't even know who's coming in. We just sit here.
You asked for it.
Mike.
You asked
All right. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew, and we will be back in 10 seconds. Name of the show is Loveline. My name is Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. Bucko9. Nice guys and a good band will be in here tomorrow night. Didn't we meet them in San Francisco?
Yeah.
Okay.
Introduce them.
It's always a little embarrassing. It's really equivalent to like being a whore and sleeping with tons of guys and not being able to remember who you slept with and then running into them at a party.
That's nice.
All right, being a male whore and sleeping with tons of women and running into them. No, but there's a certain intimacy you have here. People come in, they bare their souls for 2 hours.
Well, it's
we
much
have these
worse,
great times with people.
It's much worse forgetting somebody that has been here as opposed to thinking somebody had been here when they haven't. And when you have somebody like, what are those two, the women singers that you ran into in the bathroom line?
The Judds?
No. What are they? Come on. Veruca Salt.
Oh, Veruca Salt. Yeah, that was bad. It's real embarrassing when you're inviting people to come on the show that were on 3 weeks ago and that kind of stuff.
Oh, you weren't even really inviting her. You were just sort of placating her.
I was talking to her, Dave Grohl.
Right.
And telling her to get out of the way.
Yes.
Yeah. I was a little out of my mind, though, Drew. I can't be held responsible. She finally yelled at me, you idiot. And she was on the show like 4 days earlier, too, which was embarrassing. Dave Grohl's girlfriend is, Jesus, Veruca. No, is it Veruca Salt?
Yeah.
And what the hell's her name? Jesus, I can't remember her name.
Nobody's listening to the show on there.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. Who? Louise?
Yeah, it was Louise. That's right.
Was it Louise?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
That's my recollection.
All right, anyway, I was trying to get Dave Grohl to come on the show, and she kept butting in, and I finally told her, listen, sweetie, stay out of this. And she said, I was on the show last week, you idiot. Like, oh, man, you're bumming my high now. And then you got to do that back pedal. Of course you were. I know. You're from that chick band. Anyway, I just have a bad memory, that's all. And Drew's isn't much better. When we did the Keenan show, the girl who was on the show right before we came out, I was telling Drew, I've never seen this woman before in my life. Drew said, are you kidding? She was on the show. I really got to get it together.
Actually, I wasn't that emphatic, but I said, I think she's the girl from Savannah. I think we had her.
And then you run into them, and it's, hey, it's Adam and Drew. Oh, we had a great time. So that's why you just don't say anything, smile and nod. Now, where were we, Drew?
There.
Okay. Donna?
Yeah.
All right, now you're on the show.
Now we're betting.
Now we're gambling. Donna's situation is she's 23. She had a boyfriend for 6 months. This guy treats her better than great.
And now she has to sleep with a girl, have a threesome.
And she wants to have a threesome.
And all the other relationships have been crappy.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I am going with abuse. I'm going with sexual abuse. Drew, is that something you're going to go with?
No, go ahead. I'll take an alternative.
All right, I'm going with just basic sexual abuse.
Okay,
I'll
go with abusive alcoholic dad. Began some weird sexual experimentation with same sex, which was 8.
She did.
Maybe with a friend. Maybe a friend started it. But
when you say abusive dad, what do you mean?
Just rageaholic, alcoholic.
Okay, but didn't sexually abuse it.
No, that's my. Okay, you got that one.
All right. Yeah. No, I know. Donna, how's Dad?
How was that? Your
Dad?
wager?
How's Dad?
Oh, how's Dad? He's a dry alcoholic.
Rageaholic.
Dry alcoholic.
But most dry alcoholics we consider are considered rageaholics.
Okay.
Is that him? Well, they do a lot of raging and they do a lot of acting out.
What's a dry alcoholic?
Means he's behaving like an alcoholic, but he's not drinking.
But did it mean that he drank before?
Often, usually.
He's been dry for about a year and a half now.
I thought dry alcoholic would mean that he didn't drink, but that he wasn't involved with the program or
It means they're not involved with the program, but they're still in the disease. And the disease may have, it depends on how far it evolved.
So he raged?
Once in a while.
Well, if you rage every day, that doesn't count as a rage.
No,
it's just
lunacy.
It's just coming home from work. Yeah. You really have to pick and choose your raging moments, guys.
He was more of a workaholic. So he wasn't around a lot to blow up at me.
Mm-hmm. And what about sexual abuse?
I'm in therapy still. I have been for a few years, and we think that something happened. I've never been able to pinpoint a certain event, but I've always felt like something happened when I was really young.
Like how old?
I'd say under age 3.
Did you ever start experimenting with your peers or anything like that?
No.
Never anything like that?
I didn't.
Why do you think something happened? You just felt that head between you and Dad?
I don't think with my dad. He's one of very few guys that I really, really trust.
Your dad?
Yeah.
That's not the way you described him.
Well, he said Drew. He said
better.
What?
Our relationship has gotten better with age. We're able to talk now a lot.
Said he was a workaholic. That's all. Nothing wrong with a man providing.
Now.
What she said was he was never around to rage at me, to scare me the way he would. And that doesn't sound like a very trusting relationship. I mean, it certainly doesn't take into consideration your feelings, somebody who's acting like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, you're in treatment now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Adam really wins.
In general.
We'll give Adam the money.
Well, but we don't know if she was sexually abused.
All right, it's a push. It's a push.
You sure?
His dad was a rageaholic. I got that part.
Yeah, but, a guy's raging. He was raging at work. Come on.
Adam, fork it over.
No, it's a split.
All right, it's a push. We'll leave it out there.
Okay.
All right.
Can I continue with my story?
Yes, please.
Okay. So we decided to forego the threesome because it was too hard to hook it up to find a woman who liked both of us. And so I got involved with a lesbian about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, what happened?
Let's see, about 3 days ago.
No, how was that? Let's put it that way.
How was it?
Is that okay? Has that been a good experience?
Yeah, it's been a really good experience. I've been surprisingly emotionally attached to her. I wanted it to just be a physical thing to see if I could.
Do you think that's realistic? To have just a physical thing?
I was hoping. I was hoping I could get it.
That's Cosmo affecting women's behavior, that they should be able to just have a physical thing, and it's hard to do that for women.
Now, wait a minute. Don't I do something for Cosmo?
Yeah, we both talk about how wrong they are in the teaching women this.
No, but I think I do a he said, she said thing every, other month or something.
No, jump.
No, that's Cosmo.
You do something for Cosmo?
Yeah. There's a little picture of me and everything.
Oh, that's disgusting. All right. Anyway.
Isn't that it? Lisa, is that it? Sherry, is that it? Is that Cosmo? Yeah. I just got it in the mail.
All right. But, Donna, is it possible that you're a lesbian?
I don't think so. I don't feel like I could be exclusively with women.
So you're sort of, at this point, bisexual.
Yeah, which my counselor says is really normal to have those tendencies.
And I wonder if it's an acting out of oh, God, am I going to get jumped on for this?
I don't know. Screw your, what kind of counselor? It's very normal to have those tendencies.
No, but
it's normal to have that fantasy. It's normal to have that thought. I don't think it's normal to be carrying on with a woman when you're in a relationship. Oh, please, come on. Look, most of the people we talk to that get involved with this business we're screwed with. That's the bottom line.
And maybe it's a normal behavior at the stage in development that she's getting into in her treatment, is maybe what she's saying. That maybe that where they're at in the treatment, she wouldn't expect this person to be able to have a monogamous relationship.
I think she has a lesbian counselor. That's my thought.
Well, and you're older than we would usually discuss ambivalence, right? You're 23, but if you are developmentally behind that and working through that in your treatment, you can certainly have those sorts of feelings and act out on them. So who knows? You may be. I'm not going to say what you are or are not. Time will tell. And your point, Adam, is that some form of sexual ambivalence seems to grow out of having been, quote, screwed with, as you would say.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, but the point is she's in a relationship with a guy she loves very much, and it's a great relationship.
She's screwing that up.
She's screwing it up.
Yeah.
And listen, cheating is cheating. When you're with somebody else, I don't care what sex they are.
You're with someone else.
You're with someone else.
Yep.
That's all there is to it.
Yep.
Although it's not quite as bad. I mean, let's be honest. Oh, please, Drew, you know what I'm talking about. What would you rather, Susan, do? Be with a man or be with a woman? One time. Come on. Seriously now. You know I'm right.
Why is that? That's a biology. That's some
because you don't want some other guy stink
that's the point.
on your woman. That's what it is.
Throwback to biology.
Drew's admitting I'm right here, by the way, without actually admitting I'm right.
Correct.
It's very true.
But that really, it makes sense biologically, too, because the man is trying to put his...
Stink.
No, his...
Sperm?
Yeah.
Stinky sperm? Let's compromise.
His offspring are what he's trying to make sure that they're, that this female is limited to, not someone else's offspring.
Go ahead and hide behind your biology.
No, it's a biological. It's reality. I'm accepting of that.
And women, I believe women would rather see their man with a woman than another man.
And by the way, biology is not always an excuse for human behavior. You know what I mean? There's all kinds of biological impulses we have that are despicable. Aggression, killing. And we as just cognitive beings learn to overcome those and contain those and function properly in a society. To say it's biology, oh well, doesn't dismiss it. It explains it. Doesn't dismiss it.
Right. Well, you have to sort of aspire to be a human. That's what Drew said.
Actually, it would be probably better than a human. Certainly better than a man.
Okay.
All
right. So you'd rather see the wife dyke off than be with the guy.
Thank you.
Okay. Justin, you're 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lately, like in school or like in church or any public area, or sometimes when I'm alone, I'll start, touching myself sexually, like in an erotic kind of way.
In school, in public?
Yeah.
Well, let's just rule out the alone part, because that's fine.
That's automatic. That goes without saying.
Yeah.
What's with the public thing? What kind of things are you doing?
Just like kind of caressing myself, like.
No. I mean, are you doing it in front of your classmates or in public places, or
just like inconspicuously?
All right. What's your question for us?
This just started happening. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I don't know. I want to know why. And
do you have any thoughts of why this might be happening? Anything ever happened to you? Difficult things?
Yeah, stuff did, but...
What happened?
I was molested when I was like 8.
Okay, so this has something to do with that. And oftentimes it's issues of uncontrolled or uncontained aggressions and ambivalence about your sexuality and yourself and your relation to your environment. Excuse me.
Drew had to sneeze. Drew's sneezing again.
Sorry.
He's allergic to molestation, everybody.
But I was trying to think and to hold off that sneeze at the same time.
Day late and $1 short.
But Justin, this is a sign, a symptom that something is up, and you should really try to get yourself some help for this, because these sorts of behaviors can evolve into other things.
I can hear that one.
These sorts of impulses can evolve into other disturbing behaviors. I strongly urge you to get some help for this.
Yeah. If you were molested at age 8, it is going to take its toll on your sexuality and your psyche and your behavior and all that stuff. So it should be looked into. As far as fiddling with yourself in public, certainly the prime years of fiddling in public are probably somewhere 15 to 19. 17 being the pinnacle of the public fiddling.
This isn't adjusting. This is fiddling.
I'm telling you, Drew. I
don't want to hear about it.
Okay. I used to fiddle with myself like Charlie Daniels when I was 17. But obviously not in front of everybody. And certainly never in church. That's why I never went to church. You know, God frowns on
it.
Okay. Ben, you're 16.
Yeah. I had a question. I tried to have sex with my girlfriend, and she said
that I reminded her of her stepdad that molested her.
Great. Probably all men are going to remind her of that, frankly.
No, she just says I look like him.
Yeah, but Ben, all men are going to remind her of that because he's going to sort of symbolically, any man that comes near her potentially is going to cause her that kind of harm.
It's like when a roll of carpet falls out of a truck on a desert highway and you're driving up behind it. You always think it's a body. Doesn't matter what kind of carpet it is. You think it's a body.
I think it's a dog sometimes.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, if it's a small piece of carpet, like a remnant or a sample, but a larger piece always seems like a body to me.
What, a bag or something?
No, I mean a big rolled-up piece of carpet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, so the point is any guy she's with is going to remind her of this, Ben.
So I'm hurting her?
No, you're not hurting her. And in fact, you could be helping her if you're a good guy. But expect her to have some difficult feelings.
Yeah, I know.
She gets involved with you.
She told me that I was hurting her, so I stopped.
All right. Well, if she's telling you she can't have a relationship with you, then take that at what she tells you.
Then
accept what she says. Forget whatever the reason is. Accept it.
And I'd also be really a jerk if I just dump her.
Well, she's telling you she's dumping you.
No, she wants to have a relationship with me, just not sexual.
How old is she?
12.
Please.
What, are you kidding, Ben?
This is goofball. Get out of here. Good night.
What?
Wait a minute, I want to talk to her. Ben?
Yeah?
How's the pot?
Huh?
How's the hooch going?
No, I don't do anything.
The weed? You don't?
No, I just have a cold.
Oh, really? All right. Well, a little pot to clear that up.
And by the way, the reason we know that's bogus is that a 16-year-old is having sex with a 12-year-old is not laughing about it at all.
Is not?
No.
Even if he's really screwed up?
No.
I'm going for this call.
I know, I see that.
George, you're 24.
How you doing?
Good.
You guys are great. I wish I could have lunch with you guys.
You wish you could do what with us?
Have lunch.
Oh, that's all right.
You answered a lot of my questions.
All right.
All right. I have a, I don't know if this is a eating problem or whatever. I can't, when I go to the bathroom, I can't keep myself clean, I guess to say.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
You can't fully clean yourself.
No, I can sit there for hours and wipe.
This is what the bidet was invented for.
Well, I'm just saying.
Really? But guys don't get on the bidet, do they?
Yeah. Listen, the most common...
No, a bidet is for women.
The most common reason...
You don't see a bidet in a guy's locker room, do you? Bathroom?
The point is that you could use it for this sort of
I think the guys invented it. I think the guy who invented the bidet had a wife with a stinky crotch. Necessity is the mother of all inventions, Drew.
Right.
Of course.
Mrs. Bidet stunk like hell.
George, do you have hemorrhoids?
Who, me?
Yep.
No, I don't think so.
Well, probably do. It's the most common reason for that sort of thing.
Why?
Why what?
Why is that the common reason for that?
Because it makes the sphincter not function right. There's a big thing sticking out there. It doesn't function normally.
It's coming out of the sphincter?
Yeah.
I thought it came out from like around it.
Or it can be around it.
Well, yeah.
You went for this call. All right, we're going to take this seriously.
All right.
I'm not kidding. If I pass wind a lot, it goes away.
Does it ever hurt back there? You ever have pain or burning?
No, not at all. I mean, literally, if I blow myself clean, I'm all right.
Why would it go? What if he breaks wind a lot? It goes away.
Yeah. I don't understand.
Listen, are you on any medications?
No, nothing.
And you have no medical problems? Okay.
No, I'm healthy.
Well,
I mean, literally, if I
it's
go,
not my area of expertise.
In
spite of Adam's attempt at.
Yeah, but if I pass wind a lot, it goes away. I mean, I check it all the time.
Well, what do you mean it goes away?
It just stops. I mean, I feel like I get sweaty back there, and I go to wipe, and it's all brown. And then if I pass wind a couple times, if I'm lucky, it'll go away, and I'll be good to go.
All right. Well, what gives you gas?
No.
Food.
All right. Well, why don't you start focusing on that food that gives you gas?
Oh, I do that. It's part of my practice now. I'm just trying to get rid of it. Like,
how much do you weigh?
Problem.
How much do you weigh?
185.
Okay.
I'm about 6'1".
Yeah.
Well, that sounds about right.
Well, I don't know. Somebody would have to inspect. You have to go to your doctor and inspect things, see what's going on.
Oh, that's where you really earn your money as a doctor.
There can be fissures. There can be all kinds of things that go on.
Oh, the fissures. Oh, yeah. And be fully prepared for when you get to the doctor and he tells you to get down in your underwear, and then he leaves for Cancun for the weekend. And then you sit in your underwear while people parade in and out of the office willy-nilly. Usually, I don't know. I would say the average time between the time the doctor tells you to get down your underwear or get naked in certain cases and the time that he comes back, average 18 to 22 minutes, I would say. What do you say, Drew? And what is he? And how long does it take a guy to take his pants off, really, while you're standing there? 30 seconds?
45 seconds.
45 seconds.
Yeah.
Doctor doesn't have 45 seconds. You know what it is? I think the doctor doesn't like to see a guy drop his pants right in front of him.
Well, you want to give... Listen, I'm obviously been on the other end of that relationship, and you want to give somebody the opportunity to do that privately if they want to.
Like
and
check the junk a little.
Just to give them a chance to, settle down a little bit.
Make sure it's not like a tube sock that's cleaving to his groin area.
And I'll tell you, honestly, I use the opportunity to go out and I go to my desk and check, make sure the calls are... I just take that minute to go out and check and see the stuff I need to take care of, and then...
You have a shot of bourbon, don't you?
No.
I would. I'd start drinking. If I went out and knew I was coming back to explore man's nether regions, I'd like fire up. You'd hear a blender fire up in the next room.
There's not much that doesn't motivate you to substances, I think.
But I'm saying, if there's ever a time to have yourself a cocktail, that would be the time. You
How
know
about
what
for
I
the
mean?
patient?
That's all right. So you show up.
How about for the patient?
Oh, yeah, they deserve one, too. Listen, I believe there should be a blender right there in the doctor's office. You got all that equipment. Let the guy, let the guy have a margarita. You put down whatever your drink is. Everyone kind of starts to loosen up a little, and perhaps it turns into an enjoyable experience.
All
right. And I would suggest some mood lighting, too. Enough of this clinical stuff.
All right.
Okay. We'll be back. Yes, you can. I was talking to Dr. Drew about my grandma during the break. I got to watch out because she listens to the show, but no one else's grandma in the world does this.
She's also the only family member, I guess, that listens to the show. That's nice.
Yeah, except for my mom caught it the other night and was warning me about the dangers of talc. And I don't hear a word she's saying, she's telling me about talc, and my mind's just racing because I'm thinking, what the hell was I talking about? Going for some, some sort of indoor masturbatory record or something like that, or, talking about her hippie boyfriend or God knows what. She has the decency not to bring it up, but my grandmother, I have the only grandmother in the world, when I call her up, here's how the conversation goes. It's absolutely amazing. Bring. Hello. Hi, Grandma. Yeah. And then we play our game. Hi, Grandma. Yeah. Hello, Grandma. Yes. Hi, Grandma. Yeah. Hello, Your Highness. I mean, can you believe that? How funny is that?
Now I know where you get your phone etiquette. That's how you answer the phone.
I get it from my grandma.
Yeah. I'm going to remember that.
Oh, it's a good one.
I'm just going to say hello, Your Highness, whenever I talk to you now.
Hi, this is Adam. Please leave a message.
All right, but the world would be a better place if everyone... enough with these, these long-running Monty Python bits that people are leaving on their outgoing messages, or that one where they pretend to pick up the phone. Hello? Oh, hold on. I'm so glad you called. Who wants to wade through this crap? Either the person's home or they're not. They're not home. You want to know immediately and leave that message. Mike?
Yeah.
You're 17.
Okay, so, I listen to you guys, all the time. This is great. Anyway, here's the little problem here. I was around town near my friend's house, and I thought I'd stop by his house unexpected. I haven't seen him in a while. And I pull into his house, and I walk up to the porch, and I get to his door, and he's got a sliding glass door, and right as I'm about to knock, I see him run across the living room in full drag, pantyhose, makeup, lipstick, a nice tight dress, whatever you want to do, a wig, and we made eye contact, and now I don't know what to do. I mean, he's still my friend. I don't think anything different of him.
Have you brought it up yet?
I would.
No, I haven't even talked to him. I mean,
Well, what'd you do? Just run?
No, I stood there with in shock. I didn't know what to think, so I stood there for about a minute or two, and I got back in my car and I left.
Huh.
I didn't know what to do. I mean,
how old is he?
He's about 40.
He's 40?
Yeah.
You're 17?
Yeah. Yeah, well, no, it's nothing like that. I've known him for a while.
No, I don't mean there's anything weird and gay. I just mean, I
funny
don't know,
thing. What do you
hanging
mean?
out with a 40-year-old guy.
What do you mean you've known him for a while?
He's been my friend, and I
Your
see him on
friend?
occasion.
How did you meet him?
He was a friend of the family.
Drag convention.
Yeah. Friend of the family in what way? Uncle?
No, just...
It's Uncle Joe.
My parents introduced me to him, and because we had a lot in common, and so...
What was it you had in common with him?
Well, without getting too involved, I mean, we both had the same kind of hobby. I mean, we collected the same thing.
What was that?
Bodies?
What?
Huh? What?
Nothing bad. I just want to say anything. I don't want, like, anybody to...
Know who you are?
Yeah.
All right, listen.
Listen.
I don't like people that collect stuff.
He's not a collector.
And I don't trust 40-year-old guys who hang out with young guys.
No.
I don't mean it's... forget about the whole sexual thing.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that.
It's just a strange thing.
I don't, he may have been 33 when you met him, but, of course, that then made you 10.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit weird.
Very weird.
No, it's not too... It's nothing weird.
It is weird, Mike. I understand you don't perceive it that way, but it's a weird thing. Anyway, so what's the question?
The thing is I don't know what to do. I mean, I see him... I used to see him about once every week until I moved.
For what? What were we seeing him for?
Oh, just like... just to stop by and say hello. He's a friend of mine. I mean, we have mutual friends, too, so... I mean,
Listen, hold on a second.
I hang out with a lot of older crowd. I'm not...
People in their fourth decade of life?
Well, I have a lot of older friends. I don't have a lot of friends my age.
Why is that?
I don't know.
That's more the issue here.
I felt people my age were too immature. I don't know.
No, they're not.
No. They may be immature, but at least they keep their clothes on.
And not only that, what's wrong with being with a 17-year-old that's appropriate for the age as opposed to a 40-year-old that is immature?
I have friends my age. I do. I'm just saying this is just one of my friends or somebody I know that All
right, Mike, listen. We're putting poor Mike on the ropes here. Listen, Mike is 17. His friend is 40. That's fine. I mean, it's all right. I've known guys that have had friends that were older and friends of the family and whatnot, and that's all right. You don't hang out with them that much, but you can hang out with them a little bit. But I always think these guys are a little bit suspect. Yeah, if you want to come by the house and you have some hobby and he's rebuilding a car in his garage and you want to come out and turn a wrench with him and, drink a soda while he drinks a beer, that's fine. But if you're talking about hanging out, like in the, on the weekends, in the evenings and that kind of stuff, that's a little bit weird.
Yep.
All right. Now, you find out that this guy is, in fact, a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Because he's running around in a dress.
Yeah.
So, obviously, there is some credence to...
our concerns.
Our concerns. Thank you, Drew. I would just kind of use this as a good jumping-off point, or this is a good place to sever the relationship.
Or cool it off.
Yeah, let him call you. He feels weird, you feel weird. Go hang out with people your own age. Rain, you're 21.
Yes.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey.
I just want to say you guys' show is awesome.
Thank you.
What's going on?
Well, since I was about 16 years old, I've been really interested in women and really not interested in men at all. And so I figured I'm a lesbian. But all of a sudden, about a month ago, I met this guy. And I'm not like this big butchy lesbian who hates men and all this, but I've just never, ever been interested in men. And all of a sudden, I have this big crush on this guy. And I dream about him, and it's just weird. Like, am I like the only lesbian who likes men or something? I don't know.
Women much more frequently than men have greater flexibility about their sexual orientation. I mean, it's much less common for a man who's gay to be interested in a woman than it would be for a woman who's gay to be interested in a man. And it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. I mean, it just is the same as nothing wrong with you because you're interested in women. And you often wonder if it's just this person that's particularly appealing to you.
Exactly.
And they could be whatever gender, and that's fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you shouldn't feel ashamed of whatever you're 21. I mean, you should have a pretty good idea of what you do and don't like.
It's time to declare a major.
Well, maybe not, but certainly it's reasonable.
Well, I don't care.
You can always explore this particular guy and see what it evokes in you, and maybe you'll find something out about yourself.
But it's weird, though, because I've never, ever been interested in men. Not totally disgusted by them, but just never even sort of thought of it that way.
Yeah, but we hear a lot of women saying the same thing about women.
And all of a sudden...
I was never interested in women until I met this person. I'm interested in me. All of a sudden, I'm interested in women.
But it's like all of a sudden I'm thinking about, getting married and having kids and everything. Well, not like necessarily with him, but I'm thinking, okay, I'm a lesbian. What's going to happen to me when I become like 35 years old? Am I going to be like an old maid? Because, I don't necessarily want to marry a woman because I want to have kids and everything. I want to have that whole house and kids and garage.
Do lesbians have that biological clock?
What do you mean?
You know what I'm talking about, Drew.
No. I mean, they're women. Women have a biological clock.
Yeah, but do lesbian women have as big a clock?
I don't understand the question.
You don't understand what I'm asking.
Women, the clock that they run on is their capacity for childbirth. And all women have the same clock. I mean, basically.
Yeah, but when you've decided to be a lesbian...
The clock doesn't somehow slow down.
Why not?
Why would it?
I think it would.
Why?
Because you've chosen to be with a woman and you're greatly decreasing your chances of having a child, obviously, by being with a woman.
Yeah, but you still have the sense that your time's running out in terms of your capacity to have a child.
Yeah, but you don't pay attention to the clock. It's not as prevalent.
Paying attention is a different thing.
Oh, please, Drew. Yeah, but do I have to spell everything out for you?
You have to at least speak it.
No,
for me to understand.
Listen, what I'm saying is most women, most heterosexual women, by the time they get into their later 20s, are really thinking about having kids. I see producer Ann over here. She's dry humping Mike's leg, and she can't wait to get home to have sex. I mean, she's thinking about kids. Yeah. You can see it when they come around.
Yeah.
Drew brings his kids around. Women, they go insane when they're of that age.
Right.
Now, I don't think a lesbian woman would be driven quite as much. Wouldn't be affected quite as much.
I don't know that. I don't know. It's an interesting question. I don't know. I would think they would be, but I don't know.
I don't know. I think some of that dies when you choose lesbianism.
Yeah, but not in Rain's case. It's breaking through.
All right. Sally. Sally?
Sally.
How do you spell it?
Sellie.
Oh, okay.
What's going on?
Well, actually, I've been with the same guy for 3 years now. And we just got married two months ago, but the problem is I can't have sex with him. I waited until we got married. And he respected me enough to do that. But the problem is now that it's come down to it, I made excuses on the honeymoon. I made excuses now.
What kind of excuses were you laying down on the honeymoon?
It's just like, I was just like, this is so overwhelming. I don't think it'd be, I don't know, just stupid things because I was like really scared to do it.
Remember that Woody Allen joke? Not here.
No, it's just... No, the thing is, I want to.
Love and Doubt, a great film.
Or a great film. All right, yes? You want to?
Yeah, but I'm afraid to.
What are you scared of?
Having flashbacks or something, because I've done that before when I was with other guys. And
flashbacks of sexual abuse when you were a child?
Yeah.
Oh, Sally.
But the problem is...
Have you ever had treatment for this?
I was, but I was when I was younger. But, our insurance screwed up and we couldn't afford it, and it's just like everything I worked on just got put back on the shelf and I didn't work on it anymore.
Oh. Well. You know what I'm noticing here, Drew? Sorry, Sally, but most people that are virgins into their 20s these days, at first glance you go, this is tremendous.
Great, yeah.
This is great. And then you think, boy, these people are really. We should take our hats off to these people. The temptation and the society and all that kind of stuff, and then usually find out there's something up.
Well, the fact is, even if I wasn't molested, I have morals, and I would still wait.
Yeah, but you're not having sex now, which means and you brought the molestation thing up. So listen, you can have morals, still get in a relationship at 19 and have sex, and not compromise your morals, Sally.
No, the thing is that it's just that I'm really scared to, and the thing is that my husband doesn't even know that it ever happened to me.
No, boy. Sally, please get some more treatment. You got to. You have no choice.
Well, I don't know what I'm supposed to tell him. I don't know how to tell him.
You got to come clean.
You need to review your health insurance.
Yeah.
And if it's not good, get better health insurance. And
but
then
I don't want him
treatment.
to think that I'm, like, used or dirty or something.
No, don't worry about what he will or will not think. Just get into some treatment.
Who molested you?
My father.
When you were how old?
When I was 3 to 11.
No.
The thing is, I feel like that.
I know.
I
know.
want him to, like,
All right.
I love him with all my heart, and I don't want him
All
to...
right, so Sally, here's what's going on. Your father, during a very impressionable, it's getting late, time in your life, made you feel dirty.
Exactly.
And then you overcompensated for this feeling of dirty by trying to sort of rectify the dirt from the past by making yourself squeaky clean from that point on, at least intimately, which is pretty good because a lot of women
go the other way.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
I figure I'm dirty. I'm going to go jump in a mire and roll around. First off, don't equate sexuality with dirt. It's a very bad way to go.
Yeah, but what she equates it with
unless it was with me, in which case there's a certain amount of soiling involved.
But she's the dirty feelings.
Right, the dirty feelings. And yeah, well, I know what she's saying.
Yeah.
But you're a victim.
Yeah.
And you don't really have anything. Here's what I would guess, at the risk of sounding offensive. Here's what happened. See if you can identify with this. Your dad is an abusive a-hole. Your dad showed you attention this way. Probably some of the only times he was really showing you attention.
Well, it wasn't really attention. It was like punishment.
But it's where she experienced closeness with your father.
Well, it was just like, oh, you didn't listen. Here, I have to do this to you, and that's what it was.
Right. All right, but here's what I'm saying. There's a part of you, on some level, that either felt that you deserved it,
exactly,
or enjoyed it in some bizarre way, at least the attention aspect of it. And then you internalize that, and then you feel guilty.
That you enjoyed it, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You feel dirtier for that.
Yes.
I understand that.
This had nothing to do with you. Your dad's a sick individual. You were abused. You were a victim. And you have two choices. You either come clean, or you let it rule your life.
Or you get into treatment quietly. Just find a way in quick.
I want to, but I want to involve my husband so
Well,
much.
just you let the person treating you decide that, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right.
And you know what the most horrible thing of all is? Guess what kind of person the husband's probably?
The husband. I was going to go to the dad. I'd say the dad's probably in the church somewhere.
Yeah, but the husband.
Hold on, wait a minute. Who the hell are we talking to?
Sally, too.
Sally.
Yes?
Well, what'd your dad do for a living?
My dad?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. He worked at a grocery store, but now he works for a beer company, which is kind of, ironic because he's an alcoholic.
Get some kind of discount.
But my husband is not like that at all.
Be careful. Just be careful. You're going to tend to...
Keep an eye on hubby.
Yeah, you're going to go towards difficult people.
Right.
How's your hubby? Is he working and stuff?
Yeah, he's actually a CPA, but he's out right now.
Out? What do you mean out?
He went with some of his friends.
To what?
They just, every couple nights, they just go out. And I didn't want to go tonight.
Where do they go?
They go out to a club.
All right. Drew, don't start reading a whole bunch of crap
I'm just
into
scared
this.
for her.
All right, listen, Sally.
Yeah?
That's all right. There's nothing that's been done that can't be repaired.
Okay.
You just repair it. That's all right. Okay? Get some counseling. Talk to your counselor and decide what direction to go as far as your husband's involvement.
Yeah, don't make any big decisions by yourself till you have a connection with a professional, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Good news and bad news for you. Your wife's virgin. Yeah. Turned out was having sex with her dad from 3 to 11. But something's up with him.
Which?
The husband.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is why, by the way, you need to have sex before you get married.
Either he's
at
a
least
fixer,
once.
Either he's a severe fixer, a severe codependent, or a severe abuser.
No. Oh, Dad. Oh, I'm punishing you.
Airstrike, please. Will you just get that team together?
Yeah, Mike, do we get fixed on our call? So I just want to... this is a situation where we're going to have to take out the entire town. I really can't... It's not going to be strategic at all. It's going to be like Hiroshima. Or Hiroshima, whatever we're calling it these days. All right, we'll be back.
Sexual dysfunctionals. This is Young MC, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
I like that young MC.
Good guy.
All right. Yeah. And you're 26.
Yes. I have a question for Dr. Drew.
Yes, ma'am.
I have an adoptive son who they think may have autism, and I wondered, is that like, what do they consider that? Do they consider it like a mental illness, or
what?
I don't know. I mean, because you hear of autism and it's like a negative thing. I don't.
It's not a good thing. Okay. Do you understand what it is?
No.
Did you? This is your adopted son.
Yeah.
It's basically.
And why'd you have him brought in for clinical examination?
Well, we're kind of in the middle of all that right now.
Don't they kind of? Can they check that in infancy, Drew?
Yeah. Not infancy, but young children, young toddlers.
How long have you had the child?
Since birth.
Yeah, I mean it's a syndrome where the child sort of detaches from reality and gets involved in sort of self-stimulating activities.
Well, he has a lot of compulsive behaviors.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's fairly severe retardation, isn't
it? I mean, some of those autists can be idiot savant-like kids. It's not retardation per se, but it's very primitive developmental delay.
Yeah, no, he, in some respects, he's like really delayed, like sitting, crawling, walking, things like that is very delayed.
Yeah.
But as far as...
Was the mom using drugs or anything?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Drugs and alcohol.
All right. So
how does he look physically?
He has a real big head. They always thought he had fluid on the brain.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
They've tested him. He's real smart in some respects.
All right, so he
catching
is,
on to things.
All right, but he's had some serious something happen during.
Boy, Ann, you are a saint.
He was born very severely drug and alcohol exposed. He was a 4-pound baby.
All right, but that almost to that exception causes brain damage.
What made you decide to adopt a child in this condition?
I've adopted more than one.
How many do you have?
2, going on 3.
In this condition?
Yeah. My others are worse than he is.
Why do you specialize in that? How did that happen?
It's just what I choose to do. I was a foster parent, or became a foster parent, and have been for years. And it's just kind of what I choose to do.
Yeah, but what about your husband?
I don't have a husband.
And can you, how many kids can you adopt without a husband, by the way? Is there some sort of limit?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not trying to be facetious here, but wouldn't you think that...
See, my kids are considered unadoptable.
Oh, so
My
basically...
kids aren't considered adoptable.
They're happy to have any kind of home.
Yeah.
Are you able to, tend to them?
Yeah.
Well, what do? Get some money from the state or something?
Yeah.
Well, in this case, it's all right. I mean, I don't have a problem with that.
Right.
I have to. I mean, they
Sure. No, we understand.
so much medically. I mean, you just can't imagine. So there's just absolutely no way that anyone could afford to pay a medical bill.
So, Ann.
Yeah.
What's your life like?
I don't know. Busy?
Can you date and stuff?
No.
What's up with that?
If I have anyone watch my kids, it usually has to be a nurse. Because they require too much for anyone to just watch.
Yeah. What's up with Ann that she sort of... I mean, listen, first off, you should be sainted. Forget about having to wait for you to... what do you got to do, one miracle? I think... it's funny. That it used to be 2 miracles in the old days, but people are doing 1, 1.5, 1 3/4 miracles. And it was too tall an order. So they went ahead and just chopped it down to 1 miracle, which makes perfect sense. But I think what you're doing is great, Ann, but you sort of, you've sort of mortgaged your life in the process, right? I mean, you're not dating, you...
No, but when my kids get older and they're more stable, then I can go back to leading a normal
life. But it's not like they're going to turn 18 and go to college.
No.
I mean, they're going to be around.
No, Ann, no.
I would hope.
No.
I think I'm no doctor, but autism is pretty heavy stuff.
It's not realistic.
I know.
Well, anyway, Ann.
Yep.
What you're doing is fine. You have doctors who can sort out the problems better than Drew can over the phone, and I think you're just kind of calling to ventilate a little bit there. Well, that's all right.
No, I just, I don't know, because it just, autism just seems to have a negative, like, thing to it, and I just didn't know if it, like...
Negative as opposed to what? Fetal alcohol, cocaine baby, brain damage during intrauterine development. I mean, it's all the same stuff.
Yeah.
Same quality of negative connotation, so...
Autism is, I thought it was pretty severe retardation.
It is, in a way. I mean, it is just, it's
true.
Look, it's a syndrome. It's very hard to define because it has different manifestations. But it's basically people sort of don't detach from reality. And in severe forms, yes, there's severe retardation attached to it too. There's some idiot savants sometimes have autism.
Yeah, you're thinking Rain Man though.
As opposed to what?
People that are autistic don't look like Dustin Hoffman.
Usually not. You get a different...
Put that on a card, Engineer Mike. Usually not. No, that's why they didn't get an autistic guy to play the part.
That's why I'm dancing around, because it's complicated.
All right, it's bad news.
Yeah.
But the good news is that people like Ann are around to take care of...
You notice we didn't want to probe too much in eggs. We want to let her...
let her take care of the kids.
Yeah, let her do it the way she's doing it.
God bless her. Hey, kiddies, Buck09 will be in here tomorrow night. Nice guys, good band. Saw them a couple of weeks ago. And until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been Loveline. The opinions expressed herein are certainly opinions.